Man, Chiefs fans are feeling the pressure right now. Andy Reid just sent a message that sounded like a warning. Patrick Mahomes is dealing with a situation on the defensive line that nobody wanted at this point in the season, and Chris Jones issued a shocking warning about the defense. And it's important. All three stories came out at the same time, and the first one is already causing a stir. The Chiefs are in a spot they haven't felt in a long time. Backs against the wall, season slipping, and no room left for excuses. That loss to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving didn't just hurt in the standings. It made the whole football world ask the same question: is the dynasty actually in danger? Andy Reid didn't flinch, didn't sugarcoat it, didn't throw some long inspirational speech at the locker room. When reporters asked him what he told the team with 5 games left and everything on the line, his answer was basically vintage Big Red. Let's go. It's December. You're still in it, so let's go. Simple, direct, no drama, but the message was loud. We don't have time to feel sorry for ourselves. The Chiefs really can't lose another game. They barely could afford to lose the one they just played. Sitting at a 500 this late in the year isn't normal territory for a team that's made 7 straight AFC championship games and won 3 Super Bowls in 5 seasons. Kansas City simply doesn't live in the middle of the pack, but that's exactly where they're standing right now. And that's what makes Reid's tone so important. He knows what winning looks like, and more importantly, he knows what creeping doubt does to a locker room when your standard is greatness. The first time things look shaky, the emotions hit harder than anywhere else in the league. Reid called it out directly. Stay grounded in reality. What's real? Why are we here? And what do we actually have to fix? No magic speeches, no believe in the dream stuff. Reid wants details. Where are the problems? What's causing them? And how fast can we clean them up? Because that's the only path forward. The Chiefs get a mini break thanks to the Thursday game, and now everything resets against the Houston Texans on Sunday Night Football. This is it, the moment where a real contender decides whether the season is salvageable or whether the hill has become too steep. Reid's pushing the team back into a 1-0 mindset. Win the day, win the week, then stack whatever you can. And honestly, it makes sense. The margin for error is gone, but the opportunity is still huge. You still have Mahomes, you still have Kelsey, you still have Reid. That alone keeps you alive longer than most teams in the league. If Kansas City can take down Houston, a tough physical team that doesn't hand you anything, then suddenly the energy shifts. Suddenly the Chiefs start looking like that team again. The one nobody wants to face in December. The one people say, yeah, don't let them get hot. And as if the pressure wasn't already insane, the Chiefs just got hit with a huge shakeup up front. The kind that changes everything for Mahomes heading into Houston. Kansas City's season already felt like a tightrope walk, and then came the punch nobody wanted. Rookie left tackle Josh Simmons, who was quietly becoming one of the best young linemen in the league, is headed to IR after surgery on his dislocated and fractured wrist. The injury happened on that weird collision with Kareem Hunt last week, and just like that, Mahomes loses the guy protecting his blind side. Andy Reid said the surgery went smoothly and made a point to highlight Simmons' attitude, calling him upbeat, focused, and locked in on rehab. And honestly, it fits. The kid was balling. Before going down, he allowed pressure on only 6.6% of snaps, second best by any rookie LT since 2018. That's insane for a first-year player thrown into a complicated offense like this. But now, Kansas City has to pivot fast. Wanya Morris steps in as the next man up, and while he's had flashes, this isn't exactly the moment you want to be experimenting at left tackle, especially with everything that's happening on the other side of the line. Jawan Taylor is battling a strained triceps, Trey Smith is still working his way back from an ankle sprain, and Jaylon Moore might have to slide in if Taylor can't go. Mike Caliendo filled in last week and could see snaps again. They even pulled Issa Pohl up from the practice squad just to make sure they have bodies ready. It's not ideal, it's not comfortable, but it's December football, so here we are. And then comes the real issue, Houston's defense. Mahomes didn't even try to hide it. He knows this matchup is no joke. The Texans are giving up a league-best 16.5 points per game and already racked up 34 sacks, including 8 in one afternoon against Josh Allen. Now imagine walking into that with an offensive line made of duct tape and prayers. The good news, Mahomes is Mahomes. The dude has already posted 348 rushing yards and a career-high 4 rushing touchdowns this season. He said he's willing to use every tool he has to win this game, and knowing him, he means it. If the pocket collapses, he'll run. If the reads aren't clean, he'll improvise. This is the kind of game where his competitiveness takes over, and it has to. Because the Chiefs are 6-6 on the outside looking into the playoff picture, with 5 straight AFC matchups ahead, ESPN gives them a 47% chance of making the postseason, a number that drops off a cliff if they lose again. Simmons can't return until at least week 18, so Kansas City must grind through the most important part of the season without their first-round tackle. The future still looks bright for him, but the present is about survival. And if the offense is dealing with chaos, the defense isn't exactly cruising either, because Chris Jones just sent a message the whole team needed to hear. Chris Jones didn't dance around it. Kansas City's pass rush is missing the cigar, and he wants everyone to know it. When your star defensive tackle uses a line like, "We're close, but no cigar," that's not just a cute phrase. That's frustration talking, and honestly, he's right. The Chiefs haven't recorded a single sack in 2 straight games, something that hasn't happened since 2020. And in the Steve Spagnuolo era, it's happened only one other time. For a team built on pressure, disruption, and forcing mistakes, going cold like this is a massive red flag, and it doesn't get easier. This week, they're facing CJ Stroud, who's having one of the cleanest seasons of his career. He's taken only 19 sacks in 9 games and owns a career-low sack rate of 6.42%. The guy gets the ball out fast, moves well, and doesn't panic. If the Chiefs couldn't crack the pocket the last 2 weeks, Stroud is not exactly the guy you want next on the schedule. Spagnuolo tried to cool things down a bit, saying it's not just about sacks, it's about affecting the quarterback. Make him throw early, muddy the reads, squeeze the pocket, but even he knows the numbers aren't great. Kansas City ranks 23rd in sacks per pass attempt this season. That's a long fall from their usual standard. Jones himself is sitting at just 3 sacks on the year, on pace for his lowest total since his rookie season. And George Karlaftis, playing through a thumb injury, hasn't logged a sack in 3 straight games. His 5 on the season put him on track for a career low as well. It's not lack of effort, it's lack of finishing. Jones was clear, the unit needs to win more one-on-ones, execute better in long yardage downs, and sync up with the coverage behind them. He basically said, if the quarterback can stay clean, the secondary doesn't stand a chance. And Spagnuolo backed it up with an example. Jones actually won a key one-on-one last week, beat his man clean, but the ball was out half a tick too fast because the coverage didn't hold long enough. That's the kind of thing that decides games, and Kansas City doesn't have time for almost any more. With 5 games left and a playoff race tightening around them, this pass rush needs more than pressure. It needs the cigar, badly. Man, the Chiefs are right on the edge. One spark turns this into a playoff run, one slip, and it's over. What do you think? Does this team still have that championship punch? Drop your take and hit subscribe so you don't miss what happens next.